Controversial influencer Andrew Tate was actually released from prison this week in a move that kind of shocked the world. I mean, they've held the guy without charges for months now. What changed that they finally decided that he could leave his Romanian prison cell and head on home to sweet, sweet house arrest in his fancy mansion? Today, we're going to talk about him, what's happened, and why they might have finally decided to let him out. So stick around. Who's Andrew Tate? Well, he's a former professional kickboxer and mostly deplatformed influencer who has over 5.8 million followers on Twitter. He's controversial because his content revolves mainly around podcast-style interviews where he, as the top G, gives advice to young men. The advice that he gives is seen as controversial and even misogynistic to some Americans. Though importantly, it should be noted that he doesn't really say anything that outrageous to his local culture since he lives in Romania. To be honest, in my opinion, Tate's not really that offensive. Typically, he'll say one or two outrageous things anytime he's on camera, but the rest of it will just be normal self-help stuff or him bragging about his life. It's a pretty effective content strategy, since he can clip the outrageous thing he said and use that clip at the beginning of a video or interview as a hook to get the viewer to stick around. Andrew Tate might be a lot of things, but he's not dumb. Even following his personal deplatforming from most social media sites, he's maintained relevancy by offering incentives to people who will post clips from his shows on their personal social media, evading the bans on him personally by using his fans to get the message out. These fans will also stick with the same outrage bait strategy, and it works. Find any high school age boy and ask him if he knows who Andrew Tate is. I can almost guarantee he will. Hey, just jumping in real quick to remind you to subscribe. Thanks. Back to the video. Anyway, why was he in jail? Well, that's where the whole thing gets a bit serious. Tate's online persona had always been the bad boy, gangster type, but it turns out that at least a few people in the Romanian government thought that he actually is one, and that it's not just a character. To preface this, I need to mention that he's not been charged with a crime at this point, but he was arrested and kept in a Romanian jail since December 29th, 2022. They arrested him because he's currently under investigation for a number of pretty heinous crimes, but again, it doesn't seem so far like they have evidence to prove any of them. Otherwise, they'd have charged him and probably not released him from jail. The crimes they're investigating him for are human trafficking, horrific sex crimes, and being involved with organized crime. The best I can tell is that he is alleged to have lured women to Romania and used them to basically produce adult videos to fund a criminal empire. And if those allegations ever turn out to be true, he deserves to rot in jail for the rest of his life. But so far, no dice on that. I'm an innocent until proven guilty kind of guy, though it doesn't seem like the Romanian justice system feels the same way, since not only did they arrest Tate in December, they also raided his house and took over $3.9 million worth of cars, watches, and other assets that they allege were the profits of organized crime. And they did all that without actually charging him with a crime. I think I need to point out the drastic differences between our justice system here in the free world compared to the ex-Soviet countries like Romania. Basically, in the US, they can't hold you for long if they arrest you without charging you, a few days at most. Then you have the right to a speedy and fair trial by a jury of your peers. Plus, if you do some time in jail, it might not be a great place, but it's not a medieval torture chamber. Meanwhile, in Romania, being an ex-Soviet country, it isn't known for its respect for human rights. Tate's trial has not been speedy or fair, considering they've kept him in custody without charging him for a crime for months, and well, legally the maximum they can hold him for without charges seems like it should be 6 months, but since corruption is so rife in Romania, well, let's just say it's a good thing he's famous, or they might have just buried him, and he'd never have gotten out. Or been charged with a crime. Depends on who he pissed off, to be honest. Not to mention, on top of their horrendous legal system, their jails don't exactly have a stellar reputation, and depending on where he was held, it could have been little more than an oubliette. Like I said, he was arrested on the 29th of December 2022, so he's been in there for 3 months. Now every 30 days, he does get to appeal his imprisonment, which he did twice already, both times being denied. Something must have changed this time though, since they finally decided to let him out. Now, whether that is that the investigation is turning up nothing, or that he just greased the right hands, I can't say for sure. But something did change. So now, despite previously thinking that Tate was a flight risk, they're suddenly okay with sending him to house arrest? Seems weird to me. And yeah, though he's been released from jail, he's still technically in custody via house arrest, which he can continue to appeal until they either finally give up on him, or they actually manage to charge the dude with something. Now, I won't downplay the seriousness of the crimes he's been alleged to have committed without charges, but I will stand up for the rights of any human being that is having their rights violated. Maybe it's just my inflated American ego saying we do it better over here, but I don't think anyone should be locked in a cell for 6 months without being charged, without having the opportunity to fight those charges, without being given the simple courtesy of a speedy trial and the right to have a jury trial if wanted. I don't particularly care what crimes you're alleged to have committed. You're innocent until proven guilty, and you shouldn't be treated like you're guilty before a trial, especially before you've even been charged with a crime. I mean, if they don't end up charging him, heck, if they even charge him and don't get a conviction, then the Romanian government has robbed him of several months of his life and $3.9 million in assets. Not a shock given the country, but hey, I still think it's wrong. If he's been convicted, lock him up and throw away the key, but not a second before. Now, some people will say they're convinced of his guilt because of statements he's made on his show. And yeah, to be honest, he said some wild stuff. But does anyone honestly believe that the guy isn't playing a character? Because you're allowed to play a character. And if you are, and you say some stuff about crimes you've committed in character, that's not actual proof of anything at all. There needs to be an actual crime. You can't just admit to a crime that you didn't commit. Now, do I think he's at least done some of the things he's accused of? Well, in my opinion, he's probably done something wrong. I don't know if it's as bad as it's been made out to be, but the dude is really sketchy. That being said, I still stand by my opinion that they shouldn't keep him in jail if he's not being charged with anything. I am genuinely concerned when I see people these days, usually younger people who are still in high school, say stuff like allegations are evidence and are willing to entirely condemn someone because of allegations made against them, especially when there's little proof. But now, given the state of AI and how easy it is to fake text messages, DMs, pictures, pretty much everything, you really can't trust when there are DMs leaked or whatever. The only thing you should trust is when a jury of their peers make a decision, in my opinion. Allegations aren't evidence. You can't get convicted on allegations alone. Even if you commit a brazen crime in broad daylight around several witnesses who all testify that you did the crime, you won't get convicted. Witness testimony is the least effective type of testimony. Why? Simply because people lie. Sometimes intentionally, sometimes unintentionally. I don't want to be on the wrong side of history by celebrating the several months of detention of a man who hasn't even been charged with a crime, but I'm happy to celebrate the several years of punishment that he gets once he's been convicted. One doesn't exclude the other. I think everything might just be a little less crazy these days if everyone would just decide to take their time and wait for everything to finish before jumping to conclusions. What do you guys think? Do you think it was right for them to hold him despite not charging him? Do you think he should have been released sooner? Do you think that even house arrest is too much punishment for a man that the government has yet to even formally accuse of a crime? Do you have faith in the Romanian justice system? Let me know in the comments. Remember to like and subscribe. Have a great day and God bless you.